My name is Marty Barra, and this is my term project for Fire Technology 105. Our Lady of Angels Catholic School, located in the Humboldt Park area of Chicago's West Side, was originally built in 1910. It consisted of classes from kindergarten to 8th grade. OLA was not legally bound to retrofit their building to comply with 1958 fire codes. As a result, the school had no sprinkler system, the fire alarms rang only on school grounds and were not hooked up to the local fire station, and the fire extinguishers were stored in wall wells 7 feet above the floor, out of the reach of most adults. In addition, the interior was made almost entirely of combustibles. The stairs, walls, floors, and doors were all constructed of wood. The floors had been coated and recoated many times with flammable petroleum-based waxes. The roof was coated with several layers of tar paper. Fire doors at the head of stairwells were propped open. The day of the fire was December 1st, 1958. The fire started in the basement sometime between 2 and 2:20 that afternoon, in a cardboard trash barrel at the foot of the northeast stairwell, later believed to be arson. Luckily, the first floor had a heavy fire door which prevented the blaze from infiltrating. Instead, it followed the path of oxygen up to the second floor, where there was no fire door. The fire spread along the corridors of the second floor and also reached the attic. 2 boys saw the smoke and notified their teacher. The teacher pulled the fire alarm and classrooms on the first floor began exiting, thinking it was a fire drill. By the time the students and their teachers in the second floor classrooms realized there was a fire, their sole escape route, the center hallway, was all but impassable. For 329 children and 5 teaching nuns, the only remaining means of escape was to jump from their second-floor windows to the concrete and crushed rock 25 feet below, or to pray for the fire department to arrive and rescue them before it was too late. Finally, firefighters arrived and began rescuing children from the second-floor windows, but the conditions in some of the classrooms had become unbearable, and children were fighting their way to the windows, trying to breathe and escape. Many jumped, fell, or were pushed out before firefighters could get to them. Some were killed in the fall, and more were injured. Many of the smaller children were trapped behind the crowds at the windows, blocking any chance to escape. Many who managed to secure a spot at a window were then unable to climb over the 3-foot-high windowsills, or were pulled back by others frantically trying to scramble their way out. Helplessly, firefighters watched in horror as classrooms still filled with frightened children exploded in flames, instantly killing those who remained. The first fire department units had arrived within 4 minutes of being called, but by then the fire had burned unchecked for as long as 30 minutes and was raging out of control. Also, they were delayed because they had been incorrectly directed to the rectory around the corner and lost valuable minutes repositioning their trucks and hose lines after realizing the location of the fire. The gate in the fence was locked. Firefighters could not get into the children at the south windows without first breaking through the gate. They spent a valuable minute or two battering the iron gate with sledgehammers and a ladder, before it finally gave way. The firefighters arrived too late. Although they rescued more than 160 children from the burning fire, many of the children they eventually carried out of the school that day were dead. Some of the bodies were so badly burned that they literally broke into pieces when firemen attempted to pick them up. 87 children and 3 nuns died on December 1st, 1958, as a result of the Our Lady of the Angels fire. 3 more critically injured children died before Christmas, followed by 2 more in 1959, and the last one on August 9th. In the end, 92 children and 3 nuns perished, bringing the major death toll to a staggering 95. The OLA disaster sparked sweeping reforms in school fire safety, and the new rules applied to every school, whether public or private. Almost 17,000 schools across the country were ticketed and forced to be brought up to code. Mandatory fire drills were put in place, and all fire alarms in schools were required to be wired directly to a fire station. Although the cause has never been officially determined, all indications point to arson. A boy, aged 10 at the time, and a 5th grader at OLA later confessed to setting the fire, but then again later recanted his confession. The boy confessed to setting numerous other fires in the neighborhood, mostly in apartment buildings. In his confession, he related details of the fire's origin that had not been made public and that he should therefore not have known. While there was strong evidence that he was the culprit, no one was ever prosecuted. Officially, the cause of the fire remains unknown. 22 engine companies responded to the OLA fire, along with 7 truck companies, plus numerous rescue squads, insurance patrols, ambulance companies, high-pressure wagons, light wagons, towers, and battalion chiefs.